Hello and welcome to the Creator's Garden. I am called Harpy, and today we will be continuing working on the Actress's Tale, which is yet another tale in the Snapdragon Club comic series. So yeah, it's actually been a couple of weeks since I continued doing these on stream. And that is because I've been needing to sketch up more pages before I had enough backlog that I thought would be enough to be able to continue. But I have something like 10 pages now, so I think we're good to go. So without further ado, we'll move on to the main camera. As you can see, we already have it all inked up. All the word bubbles are all done. I did start partially coloring a little bit just because this panel in particular was very difficult for me to discern, just in terms of like what in the world was going on in this, because it was a very new I guess like a new camera frame, I suppose. It's just like a new direction that I'm not used to drawing in. A new perspective, there you go. So I was like, alright, I'm not completely sure how well this is going to turn out, so I'm just going to go ahead and mostly, color this in just so I know where everything is. And it's a little bit wonky because it's kind of like, it's like the camera is kind of like seeing through some pieces of furniture where, realistically a camera shouldn't be able to. In the case of this particular panel, they're sitting inside like a booth, a very circular booth, and it's not even just a booth. It's like almost like a gazebo type shape inside the actual club. It just gives all this like the sense of like privacy and being like somewhat like enclosed, so it's like people won't bother you, that type of thing. So usually actually I don't think it's visible in all the other pages in this particular sketchbook, but like you can kind of see here where like there's these like slanted beams where the blue snapdragons are kind of like twirling around a bit, and usually that would keep going throughout like behind them right here, and I had to make the decision as to whether or not that would actually be visible in this particular perspective. And I think what I ended up doing was just kind of imagining that the camera was like on the beam or inside the beam somehow. So, but it's also like not really, because you can also see like the outside of the gazebo type shape. So it was very much a very experimental perspective, which hopefully I'll get better at in the future. I think when you read my comics, you'll find that there are like certain perspectives that I tend to do more than others just because those are the ones that I'm most comfortable with and like have the most practice in. And that's where it's like, it's usually like some of the most basic perspectives. But, oh. Let's see. Oh, hello Alfie, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the hydrate. Hope your day is doing well. It's going well so far. I hope yours is going well too. Oh, that reminds me. If you don't have it set already, make sure it's in live chat, otherwise you might not get everyone who's in chat. Because for some reason, if I'm not seeing the full live chat, I'm not picking up on everyone who is in chat, which is very weird. And hello Nero, welcome, welcome. Hope you're good. I'm doing good. Thank you. And I hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, I just needed to take a moment to collect all the necessary colors because I've been doing some more like color practice with the alcohol markers. And I still need more colors. YouTube is just goofy. Sometimes it really can be. I'll be honest. Work went surprisingly well last night. So yeah, you're good? Alright. Glad to hear it. Basically just trying to start off where I think the darkest areas might be, to then fill in with the lighter color later. Usually Thursday nights are the worst of the week. Start of the week and the fact that we get stuff expected to sell Friday. So it's usually very busy on those days, I see. But yeah. So in the past, I have left the space above Mac's nose white because that was my shorthand of like having like a light source and having it like lighter on that area. But I've noticed that like some might mistake it for like a marking of sorts, kind of like his black stripes, so I've elected to just try to color it like in a lighter shade of red when I can. Just to say, no, it's just the arch of his nose like catching light. At least that's what it's supposed to be. Couple of oopsies, but that's okay. I can go back and fix some of it. Means you work retail, it's also kind of hurts your Thursday flow that you know the people that are gonna mess things up without you there to correct things. Oh no. Gotta play catch up every time I come back in Thursday. Aw, I'm sorry. retail life is a taxing one. I applaud anyone who can get through a workday like that. Fully expect to waste time because someone didn't read the big lactose free or something before stocking it. Aw. Work overnight and almost single-handedly responsible for chilled beverages for half the weekend there. Aw. Yeah, that's a lot to put on anybody. Like, seriously, there are a lot of hardworking people out there who really deserve much more credit than they're given. People who work in retail or just customer service or really any service industry. I'm sure everyone here already knows. But it's like, always try your best to be polite. Tell me about it, because that's... After that, I'm usually responsible for putting the overstock away. Aw. Nero moves an average of 3 to 5 tons a night. Goodness. Hopefully you get some big muscles after moving all that. Gonna dip, have fun, and be good? Yeah, you too. Thank you for stopping by. And I hope that everyone watching the VOD as well is having a good day too. Or if not, at least a decent day. Because I know sometimes things can't be helped. You're doing a lot, maybe you're tired. But that's why we have these kinds of streams, you know? So we can have a nice quiet space to relax in. Admittedly, I think I will need to look back at a couple of prior pages, because while I think I have a decent idea of what I colored some things, I am not 100% sure because it's been a while. Neutral gray 40. That's not the gray I want. Cool gray 50, yes. Because I want this for Vakshi's eyes. Because it is a very dark gray, but it is not nearly as dark as the rest of them. Because I want to be able to distinguish his eyes from his hair. And I believe actually it is the same color as Mac's coat. This is a color I ended up using a lot, so this is actually one that I'm a little low on. I still have some refill left. the front because it's, I think the light is mostly coming from this side-ish. I say I learned a lot from this comic, and I believe, hopefully, that means that future comics will be a little bit smoother next go around. Oh. Hello, Kamada-kun. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the hydrate. And actually, I'm not sure if you saw last stream. I was gonna take a quick detour because last stream I worked on character cards, and I'm not sure if you were here, but I worked on Bakshi's character card because I wanted to draw him in his Snapdragon Club outfit. So, just for you, here he is. Here's the boy. He's working so hard. And this was done on the watercolor trading cards, so there's a little bit of texture on the card as well. But yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying all the Bakshi love. Cooking right now, first meal of the day. Yay! Breakfast time! Let's see, what was I gonna do next? Guess I could do this, why not? Just kinda blend that in a little bit. Actually, I think what I need is it this blue? Could work. It is dark outside. I think I'll just add it a tiny bit more light blue though. I think we need more vaccine, not biased at all. I mean, to be fair, what's not to like about Bakshi, right? He's a competent captain of the Bee Guard. He knows how to cook. I think, generally speaking, he tends to favor, like, baked goods, but he can cook pretty much anything. He is vegetarian, though, so he is not as well versed with meats, but he can. He just maybe doesn't enjoy it as much. And just generally, overall, he's a very responsible person. He's there to make sure things, like, run smoothly because he is a captain. He knows how to, like, be in charge of be in charge of other people and just, like, make sure everyone's doing their part, everyone's safe, that sort of thing. But, you know, on the flip side, because he is so responsible, he, like, you know, worries that if anyone, like, fails at that, then that's, like, then that reflects bad on him. And then, you know, it's a little like, am I doing enough? Am I good enough? Am I doing right by the people I care about? That sort of thing. Okay, but I have to go through my pinks a little bit. Just because I really want to see which one will go best in this. I'm thinking I already know which one does. But both is good. Okay. I was right about that color. We can continue. Actually, a little bit of this as well. Just so I can kind of mix that in later. Back and fill in the rest of the light green because I completely forgot about the inside of Akazi's hood. There we go. Much better. Right now. I believe this is the sky blue I need. Oh, geez. Okay, that was overfilled, which means I should start over here. Because that is a lot. I was just like, oh, I use this color a lot, I should probably refill it, and then I end up overfilling it. And that's why, if possible, try not to overfill, because then you end up with little spots like that. This is the part where I realized there's an entire under the table that I neglected to actually color. Akasi is a long boy. rest of his tail has to go somewhere. Oh, hello, Alpha. Welcome, welcome. Glad you can make it. Hope you're doing well. It's probably either dinner time or bedtime for you. Doing pretty well. Unwinding before the first con of the year tomorrow. Oh yeah, that's right. I wish you luck at the convention. Hope you sell lots of stuff. Which convention is it again? Unfortunately, I can't remember which country it was in. Stream Elements just mentioned if you'd like to have a cute Borb, you can become a visitor of Sanctus, so I just yeah. Artsy and craftsy market across the border in Netherlands. Alright, so if any of you guys are in the Netherlands, stop by Alpha's stall, check out his art. But yeah. I'm not sure if you were here the other stream or if you were looking. But I do have this form right here. Gonna be pretty hard. Tickets for the con have apparently sold out. Ooh. Well, hopefully that means you get good business. Yeah, you saw it. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. It's cute. Thank you. I still don't know, like, when would be best to use that form, honestly. Like, I have it and it's there. But I'm not sure when would be best to pull that one out. This one. Sometimes I'm just a little bit scatterbrained with my colors. at the fish netting, because she's got plenty of that on her. I think I'll try the neutral gray for those areas. Pastel peach. Right here. And just teeny hints of it inside there. Double check. Yeah. There's black straps here and here. This. I'm just realizing I'm not quite sure when I started this comic. I want to say it was sometime last year that I started on the first page of it. I'm sure if I look back at the streams, at the VODs, I'd be able to find which one is the one where I started drawing it, because I know I did it on stream. That I sort of made a sort of cover art for it. go. And then I know this isn't quite the same light blue, but it's okay. That's where I put the pure black. Okay. You made tteokbokki? What's tteokbokki? Tteokbokki wa nani? Korean rice cakes, do you think? So good. Had it in Japan, was like, I'm going to make this. Perfect reason to start making new things. I mean, sometimes I do that too. Like, I find something and I'm like, ooh, that looks like fun. Or that looks interesting. I too would like to do this. For instance, I was looking at some like photography pieces, and I think there was this one person who like took photographs but under like a fluorescent light or some sort of like other black light. And I think there was one for like a rose. And I was like, ooh, I like how it like glows. And I tried to replicate it in alcohol marker. It's not the best or anything, but it was mostly just to help me figure out like why the colors are placed the way they are. It's like, well, I kind of understand what a rose would look like under a normal light. So why are these colors here under this particular instance? And I just like glowing ethereal things in general. Because, you know, they're pretty and bright. Like pastels, you know? Like stars in the sky. Okay, maybe I'm getting a little too cheesy. But I think, like, for standalone pieces, that is definitely something that I would like to be able to replicate one day. And I think it's possible. I just need to, like, train my eye a bit more. You love glowing things too, but love neon. Yeah, neon's good too. Like in the right circumstances, at least. Like if you're wanting to draw like a nighttime city type of thing, then yeah, the glowing neon signs on those look really good. Let's see. Yeah, I need to fill in the rest of that. Oh no. Yeah, this marker was definitely very overfilled. I just kind of want light hints of yellow here because it is still dark here, but I'm gonna start with that first. And then I'm gonna go in with some browns. Golden brown. Hong Kong retro cityscape, my beloved. Ooh, that is a good aesthetic. Yeah. Is also used for the night sky. I forgot about that. Oop, okay. Let's just let that settle for a little bit. And then we can go in. Always happens, every single time. Fix it, more or less. It's like, I know what I'm doing. Turns out they did not know what they were doing. Almost done coloring this page. might have been actually darker. Whoops. I colored everything. I just need to add the fog for these two panels. And I think that should be good. There was that small area that I neglected to use. That's right. Okay, let me just... Oh no. Oh no. I forgot to put the protective backing. Luckily, oh, it only partially got on there. It's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. This is why we have our plastic backing here. Okay. And it should be good enough. Let's see if this still works. Because the white gel pens have been a little bit finicky as of late. I don't know, it's because I kept them too long or I don't know. think I'll call this page done. So on to the next one. Now luckily I didn't actually make too much of a mess. I do need to start with a line art first though. I have done the word bubbles, the dialogue. But yeah. Backseat pages, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, not to spoil anything, but it actually does get a decent amount of quote unquote screen time in this particular comic. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? I need to go back because I just noticed something really bad. It cannot be overlooked. fact she's missing a pair of arms. So I think what I'll end up doing is I'll have it so that his arms are just kind of folded behind his back, because sometimes he does that. This is annoying. This is what happens when I have characters who do not have normal human anatomy. I keep forgetting things. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a quick break, try and fix up some things, get something to eat, get something to drink, get some stretches in my wings, and I hope you all will do the same. So I will be right back. Alright, and I'm back. It's just... so much to do, so little time. Let's at least try to keep things consistent, shall we? Too light, but just need a little bit of you in the back right here. There we go. Much better. I still can't believe I messed up that bad. Anyways. Goodness. I'm alright. But I think I realized that some people may be finding this stream for the first time, Or maybe this is the first VOD that catches their feed, you know? So I figured I might as well talk about what is the Snapdragon Club? What is this comic series? And to put it succinctly, it is an anthology series which takes place in the world of Sanctus. In this world, there are all sorts of anthropomorphic species. As you can see, we got snake folk, we got bee folk. There's also dragons and fairies and demons and monsters. And as for where humans fit in, humans are not native to Sanctus, so whenever humans pop up, and they do pop up, they're like, what is this place? Where am I? That sort of thing. That humans are usually isekai'd to Sanctus. How they're isekai'd highly depends. But it's also been long enough to the point where humans have been at least a little bit established since first arriving. So there are human populations, but they're not originally from Sanctus. Uh-oh. Is my PNG tuber frozen? Oh goodness. Of course it would. There we go. Alrighty. Much better. But yes. Each tale in the Snapdragon Club series is technically like its own story. In a way that you could read one of them and that could be it. You know? You don't... It's basically... You don't have to read... You don't have to read them in a certain order. And you don't have to, like, read all of them to understand what's going on. I would say that whichever tale that you start with highly depends on your tastes. For example, if you're alright with just diving headfirst into what is the Snapdragon Club and who are the hosts that run it, along with a little bit of world building and lore thrown in, then you're free to go ahead and start with the Snapdragon Club grand opening comic. It really is only available in comic form on Tumblr, but there is a slideshow version of it available as a playlist on the channel. But there's no like voice acting in it. It's just the panels. Although I did try to like slightly edit the pacing a little. The last few panels of it slightly differ than what's on the Tumblr version, but the general meaning is still the same. if you're the type of person who's more into like reader self-insert type things, where you just kind of want to, you know, indulgently just immerse yourself into the world, then you're free to start off with The Wanderer's Tale, which is a reader POV comic. Goodness. But yeah, that one's fairly short, and it's a nice way to once again introduce yourself to the hosts of the Snapdragon Club, as well as like what it's like for new humans that get isekai'd to Sanctus, at least for some. And then if you just like a basic story of the hero beats the bad guy and saves the day type of thing, then feel free to check out the Hunter's Tale. Oh, and as a small aside, the Wanderer's Tale is available in comic dub form, so you can immerse yourself that way too. And as for the Hunter's Tale, that is also a comic dub. That was probably the most ambitious comic dub that I have done on this channel. So there's also a playlist for that. The Hunter's Tale is in 3 parts in terms of the comic dub form. So yeah, feel free to check those out. And if you do have a Tumblr, once again, all the pages are available there. If you just prefer to like read it at your own pace. Because yeah, the pages will come first, and there's no telling if or when a comic dub form will be released. As much as I would love to, you know, because it is very satisfying to see the comic dub form. But it also is a lot of work, you know, reaching out to voice actors and putting in all the sound design. But yeah. So those are the main comics that are available for anyone to see. There is a Sanctus pilot, which covers how the Fae Dreamwalker met the angel Scotty Hijack, but that is really only available if you support me on Ko-fi or on Patreon. And I think it's alright because you don't necessarily need to know their story just yet until they become, you know, relevant. Which might be a bit... because setting up their story is taking a hot minute. check out whichever tail suits your fancy. not quite get everything I needed to account for. That's the other annoying thing about Akasi. I always gotta account for where his tail is coming from. I've had this same problem when I was working on the grand opening comic, where I'd have him interacting with Vakshi, and it's just like a couple panels in, and I'm like, wait, where is his tail? Where is it coming from? Where is his tail? He's not a floating torso. Where's the rest of him? But I think I have everything accounted for now, so I shall call the line art done. Okay. I think the erasing is just about done. believe that is the line work all complete. Making some good progress today. I think I'm on track to where I can maybe start going back to 2 pages every Friday, but we'll see. Because like I said, there's like a lot more sketched pages here now that I can start on. Let's see. Who else should I ramble about today? Of course, why not talk about the titular character of the actress's tale? Well, what can I say about Mackenzie without spoiling things? Well, I guess this is a small thing that's like only shown in the grand opening comic. But Mackenzie does make a short appearance there, along with another character of mine, Lauren Ipsum. And essentially, the main idea is that as they are both celebrities of sorts that thrive off of being popular, and they both kind of have haughty attitudes. And the main idea, at least for the time being, is that they were meant to be like rivals of sorts. I actually still don't know if they know each other like personally yet. But at the very least, they're not fond of each other. They're definitely not. Take that as you will. if you're watching the VOD, feel free to tell me, like, if you've got any creative projects going on. You can leave them in the comments. I always read them. Even if I don't reply, I'll be sure to leave a heart. Bring out my darker green because I nearly forgot. Privacy. Has markings on the back of his hood. Still won't be able to see much of it, but you know, at least it's there. Call Feather King to bring me some boba. Thank you. I think we're making some pretty decent progress so far. I just need to remember to also color in the tail and the back. Top of some green shadow, it'll help to differentiate it a bit. I guess maybe I can talk about the Snapdragon Club hosts a little bit. Especially like family dynamics, since that's not really something I delve into much in the comics. The only one that I ever really delved into was Hiro, who's the manager of the Snapdragon Club. You find out about his dynamic with the person he considers a father figure in the grand opening comic. But everyone else's family dynamics, I haven't really found a good place to like introduce them or mention them a whole lot. So I guess I could mention it now. Bakshi, for instance, he's basically like raised by the hive. They're very much a communal sort of, you know, he's raised in that sort of culture where it's like the entirety of the village, you know, chips in to do whatever. And, you know, he's like, they're kind of like raised in batches, so he's part of just a batch of a whole bunch of different little bee folk grubs. it's like, unless you're like chosen to be like a princess or a queen, you're just kind of expected to just be normal. And to just be whatever the hive needs you to be. And he still is. For the most part, he is. Like, he still plays his part. He still, like, likes to be considered part of the hive. He just wishes that being like that, wanting to be he, him, didn't automatically translate into being seen as a drone, which stereotypically in their culture, being seen as a drone is being seen as like lazy, good for nothing layabouts. Stereotypically speaking. Like, to be fair, we don't actually, I haven't actually drawn the drones in the comics, I don't think. But basically, they look exactly the same as, you know, the workers and you know, every other bee folk, except they have 2 arms, 4 legs. That's the only, like, visible difference, like, just on the outside. There's other differences, but not something we need to go into. But yeah, essentially it actually feels like he's just a part of one big family, which is easy to get lost in. As for Akasi, he is second youngest amongst 3 sisters. So he's got 3 sisters, and the chief is his mother. The chief of the Naga village that he's from. So, you know, he's been around a lot of strong ladies. Mac, he's got some complicated relationships with his parents and his foster parents. And I think that's all I can confirm for the time being. Oh, hey, Ferox, welcome, welcome. Would this constitute a spoiler material? I mean, not really. You probably weren't here earlier when I said that, like, technically, the hosts of the Snapdragon Club, like, do have families or some sort of, like, family adjacent thing going on, but I'm not sure if it's something that's going to be, like, delved into the comics at all, so it's more like, it's lore. It's just lore. It's not something that's going to be really addressed. The only one that's really that's going to be addressed, really, is Piero's, which is, you know, that's already being delved into in the grand opening comic. Everyone else's, like, family dynamics, I guess, is not really, like, I have no plans to, like, delve into those a whole lot. They're just there to be there. And for me to, like, have an idea of how they grew up and, you know, what helps form who they are. But yeah, welcome, welcome. Glad you can make it. Hope your day is going well. And I mean, if you want to be technical, I suppose any comic that you haven't seen or read yet would be considered, you know, spoilers. Even these, you know, inking and coloring comic pages streams would be considered spoilers, but, you know, I get that not everyone has the time to, like, read or anything. Which is why, you know, I tried to have them available as, like, comic dubs or even the slideshows for the grand opening comic. Supplemental material, gotcha. Yeah. Hope stream was fun on Tuesday. It was. Yeah. Like, were you not here Tuesday? I could have sworn I saw you in chat on Tuesday. But maybe I'm just misremembering. But yeah, we just did a little bit of character cards. We did Piro and Vakshi for the character cards. And then I got a little bit sidetracked during Piro's because I realized that when making the background for Piro's card, I was going to make his Castle Nightmare, which is where Piro lives. And I realized that this entire time, I've basically kept Castle Nightmare in silhouette and have not actually properly designed the castle. So I just took a moment to do some concept art before moving on to Vakshi's. Let's see. This marker is almost out of ink, which is great because I want to get rid of this marker. Hello, repairman. Welcome, welcome. Forgot it was Friday. Nice new getup. Thank you. Yeah, this is just my sleepy time Borb Snorb outfit. But I also have another one. I'm actually, yeah. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but I'm gonna show it off again anyways. Because I have my usual Harpy form, and then I have my Borb form. My Princess Borb form. But yeah, just to catch you up a little bit. We did color one page today, which is this page. We also got a little bit sidetracked because while I was trying to look back at references of previous pages, I realized that I accidentally missed a spot in getting Bakshi's second pair of arms. Shame on me. She is Borb. Yes. Looks good. Thank you. Just in the midst of coloring this page, and I'm thinking as soon as I'm done with this page, I'll probably call stream. It's been oddly quiet today. Even the Borbs haven't been too active. Maybe it's the weather. It's just nice enough for them to start snoozing. There's so much in there. Oof. Yeah, unusually calm today. Mm-hmm. But... oh. Let's not make a mess, shall we? But who knows? It is really early. Let's see. Can I get away with... oh, that's a little much. Good thing I have my plastic backing this time. I didn't have it on before, and I was so lucky it didn't do much damage to this page. Been on a superhero kick this week, and for some reason I blame Batman. Oh, did something new happen with Batman? Oh goodness. Oh, why? Please stop getting ink everywhere. This is why you don't overfill your markers, kids. Just watch the animated series, some of it at least. Ooh, so there's no Batman the Animated Series. Yeah, it's a good one. Although there's other like animated Batman series that are also pretty good too. Like in their own way. Like outside of the original Batman the Animated Series, I've seen a little bit of the new Batman Adventures. I've seen some of Batman Beyond. And I've also seen The Batman. Here DC has a great track record with the animated stuff. I mean, if the Batman related stuff is anything to go by, I think I'd be inclined to agree. I mean, I remember liking Justice League and Justice League Unlimited as well. Look back at my pages for references again. The Batman is not bad, but odd. Yeah! Like, let me tell you, it's, it took me... I'll be one of those people, I used to be one of those people who, like, just did not care for the new design of the Riddler. I was just like, why does he look like Marilyn Manson? Why'd they do that? Why'd they do that? It was just like a design choice I did not understand, and I was like, why? But, I think I've since calmed down and I've been like, yeah, it's alright. Like, I appreciate they were trying something different, but, yeah. The Riddler? Most point to the Joker's look. I'm scared now. Have you not seen what the Riddler looks like in The Batman? But yeah, Joker is also another one that was a little bit hard to get used to as well. But I think why it did slowly grow on me that I didn't know at the time. But apparently it's like the animation style is, or the animation is done by the same people who did the Jackie Chan adventures. And like, now that I think about it, it's like, oh, it's starting to make sense. And now I want to see that crossover. Like, can you imagine? That show was pretty good, yeah. Although, admittedly, I did drop out of watching Jackie Chan adventures when the Oni masks came into play. I did watch some of them later on, but I think when the Demon Sorcerer arc concluded, I was just kind of, yeah, that was peak for me. I'm good. one thing that gets me is they had one batch show where they wanted to show more obscure villains. Great, but including Professor Pig in a kid-friendly show will just cause problems. That is very obscure because even I don't know what that one is. Okay, so that's black and light blue. Okay. Wait. And the gold starts in the middle. Okay. In the comics, a crazed surgeon who wants to make his patients his version of perfect. Oh no. Apparently in the cartoon, he is a classy animal rights extremist. I see. So, for a moment when you said that, Animal Farm came to mind. And, yeah, that's all I'll say about that. But yeah, anything in particular about, like, Batman, the animated series that's caught your interest? Like, any, like, favorite villains or anything? Or something that's just been, like, sparking the imagination a bit? Honestly, so far it's just been fun. There's something about supers, really. Maybe just the fantasy feels more grounded. I mean, I guess I can appreciate that. I think Batman the Animated Series really did want to try and, like, hammer home the humanity even in the rogues gallery. Which is how you can get, like, people like Baby Doll. Who it's like on the surface is like, okay. Like, you get what the shtick is. But then you get that one scene and you can, like, rationalize how that sort of situation can break a person. It's like, oh dang. Exactly that too, yeah. Watched Perchance to Dream, and the villain's motive was simply make Batman happy and get him out of my hair as well. Yeah. You just can't really quite do that with Batman, huh? Turns out the world's greatest detective can spot the thread. Yep. Almost done with this page. And also, just thank you for stopping by in general. If anyone else would like to see like any other fantastical comics, be sure to check out Dungeon Smalls. It's cute, it's funny, I love it. Just need one more. Okay, I lied. There's a couple places that I neglected to color in. Okay, now I think we're just about done. It's always nice. Please check out Sanctus, of course. It's fun, adventurous, and there's always something happening. I try. And I think that's this page basically done. So once again, thank you all for joining me for another art stream. These will once again be what I do on Fridays for a little while. Hopefully I can continue doing them until it's finished, but you never know. Things happen. Life happens. But it's okay. We go at our own pace. We do what we can. And once again, if you haven't already, liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, sharing the VODs or the comic dubs are always super appreciated. And for those who have done it already, I super appreciate you. You're all wonderful. I highly appreciate it. And of course, for those who are feeling super generous, I do have a Ko-fi link where you can buy me a boba. You become a visitor of Sanctus and get a Borb attributed to you, like one of these. Or you could buy some stickers of characters from the Snapdragon Club. Or of my Harpy form. There's also one of my Borb form, but I lost that. But you'll see it if you visit the Ko-fi shop. I lost my Borb. But yeah, thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see you guys next stream. So have a good day, everyone. Bye. Bye.